After my husband, Randy Hans, a traditional medicine practitioner who diagnosed me with a pregnancy, he panicked and immediately asked a divorce. That night, I rushed to get a paternity test and to prove the baby was his. Yet he kept begging me to sign the divorce papers, even offering to leave the house empty-handed. Furious, I poured my heart out to my best friend, Nina Weil, who went pale when she heard I was pregnant. She ran out of the house in a panic, blocked all my contacts and left behind both her luggage and the brand new house she'd just bought. My heart broke, so I pulled myself together and went back to my hometown. When my parents found out I was pregnant, they wept with sorrow. But that night they secretly slipped rat poison into my water and ended my life. Tears mixed with blood of hatred filled my eyes. Even in death, I couldn't understand why everyone treated me this way after I got pregnant. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day my husband had first detected my pregnancy pulse. Kayla, you said your period didn't come this month? Could you be pregnant? Seeing my husband about to take my pulse, I quickly pulled my hand back in fear. This time, I knew for certain I had been reborn. Randy's eyes flashed with worry. Kayla, don't worry. If you really are pregnant, we'll keep the baby. I'll take care of you and the child. Hearing Randy's gentle words, my chest tightened with pain. I couldn't understand how Randy, a man who had loved and cherished me so much. In my past life, when he learned I was pregnant, he had gone pale with fear and knelt down in panic. He'd even given up his fortune, leaving with nothing but the clothes on his back. He clearly adored children. He'd always been down to play with them on the street. The paternity test in my last life had shown the child was his. Why? Before finding out the whole truth, I decided to hide the pregnancy. I looked at him, shook my head and forced a smile. I'm not pregnant. Randy, my period might just be late. Randy said nothing more, he only held me close. Alright, you worked hard tonight. Go take a shower first. I nudged Randy toward the bathroom while I worked out my next move in my head. As long as Randy didn't discover the pregnancy, I could avoid repeating the past. I clenched my fists until my palms went cold with sweat. Then Randy suddenly rushed out of the bathroom. He hadn't even had time to put on a shirt, just a pair of pants, water still dripping from his hair. In his hand was the pregnancy test I'd used in the bathroom before I was reborn. My mind went blank. I lunged to grab it. Randy recoiled in panic, every hair on his body standing up. He said the exact same words from my past life. Kayla, let's get a divorce. My hands dropped to my sides, fingers white as I clenched them. Why? The child is yours. I know it's mine. Randy's teeth chattered. Kayla, I've let you down. I take back my promise to take care of you and the child. Let's get a divorce. All the money is yours. I'm leaving the house. Please, let me go. Color drained from Randy's face. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head to me. In my past life, the first time I saw him lose control like this, I flew into a rage and confronted him. This time, I sighed and stayed calm. Divorce is fine. Tell me why. I walked toward him step by step, my eyes flickering with disappointment, confusion, and a strange, aching curiosity. Randy stood up in panic, as if he'd seen a ghost. He suddenly rushed out of the house, leaving only one sentence behind. I'll have someone bring you the divorce papers tomorrow. Watching him leave in such a hurry, my heart bled. This time, I didn't go to Nina's house to cry on her shoulder like I did in my past life. Instead, I decided to schedule a prenatal checkup to confirm my suspicions. Just then, Nina called. I hesitated for a moment but still answered. Her anxious voice came through the phone. Kayla, that jerk Randy said he wants to divorce you? Randy was her childhood friend and she was the one who had arranged our marriage. It seemed he had already called and told her everything. I quickly took the chance to ask, did he tell you why he wants a divorce? Nina gritted her teeth. Nothing. That bastard told me to call you and ask you myself. Don't worry, Kayla. If I see Randy, I'll beat that jerk up. Hearing her angrily stand up for me, I felt a wave of warmth. Thankfully, she still didn't know I was pregnant. I quickly said, Nina, you don't have to come over. I need to process this alone. She went silent for a moment, then suddenly asked, Kayla, are you pregnant? I froze, instinctively tried to deny it, but her tone suddenly became panic. Kayla, take care of yourself. I'll get back to you later. Before I could respond, she hung up. I immediately called back, but as expected, I was blocked. Just like in my past life, she'd blocked all my contact. Why? Why did they all act so terrified of me once they knew I was pregnant? In this life, neither Randy nor I had told Nina anything. Yet just from a short phone call, she somehow knew I was pregnant. Was it really just a coincidence? But as soon as I opened the door, my parents were standing there, each carrying a suitcase. I froze in surprise. Dad, Mom, why are you here? I never expected that, in this life, they would actually come to the city to find me. My mom walked in carrying a bag of hometown specialties, guilt flickering in her eyes. Kayla, we're here because we need to talk to you about something. You know your brother's over 30 now and wants to buy a house in the city. My heart sank. So, Mom, Dad, you came here just to ask me for money? My dad's brows furrowed. What kind of attitude is that? Isn't it your duty to help the family? Your brother's already 30 and still doesn't have a house in the city, while you're living comfortably here and not helping him at all. Enough talk. You must give your brother a down paw. It meant 500,000. My fists tightened at my sides. My brother, Nick Johns, had always been lazy, doing nothing, and now he wanted money for a house? No, I said coldly. You. My father's raised hand froze midair. My mother gasped and stumbled 2 steps back. Kayla, you're pregnant? I frowned. How did you know? My mother's face twisted in shock, her pale skin almost ghostly. Even my father's legs went limp and he almost collapsed to the ground. The old couple clung to each other, took several steps back. I pressed again. Mom, how did you even know I am pregnant? My parents exchanged a nervous glance. Then my mother forced a smile. Kayla, sweetheart, I've given birth before too. How could I not notice you're pregnant? She hurried to add, my dear, you don't have to pay for your brother's down payment anymore. Keep these hometown treats for you and Randy candy to enjoy. We'll be leaving now. They panicked and tried to slip away, but I quickly stepped in front of them. Surprised, they screamed and fell to the floor. My daughter, please, let us go, my father begged, his voice trembling. I was a little harsh just now, don't take it to heart. He almost knelt down before me. I looked down at them, feeling both uneasy and anxious. Then tell me now, why has everyone been afraid of me since I got pregnant? My mother couldn't look me in the eye. Her voice shook as she said, You'll find out when you go for your prenatal checkup. A chill spread through me. In my previous life, my parents had poisoned me with rat poison. And now, in this life, they were terrified of me. But why? I didn't have time to press them for answers. My appointment was about to start. I packed my bag quickly and drove to the hospital. The checkup went smoothly. The doctor told me the baby was healthy. I was about to ask more questions, but then I noticed her hands trembling slightly. I decided not to push further. While waiting for the report, I saw Randy in the hospital corridor. He wore a white lab coat, but I recognized his tall figure right away. Randy, I called out as I walked toward him. His hand, clutching a pen, shook violently. Kayla, he stammered. I already sent the divorce papers to your house. Why won't you let me go? My chest tightened with anger. He really thought I came to make trouble. Randy, are you even a man? I snapped. You're divorcing me while I'm pregnant. What are you planning to do with me and the baby? Randy avoided my eyes and took 2 steps back, keeping his distance. Kayla, you're the one I feel most sorry for, he said quietly. So I made it clear in the divorce papers. I'll leave everything to you and pay $5,000 a month. Please, Kayla, stop coming to me. Looking at his pale, frightened face, my heart twisted painfully. Can you at least tell me why you want a divorce? I asked softly. You clearly loved me before I got pregnant. Randy's eyes met mine, his voice trembling. Kayla, I've always loved you, he said, but now, I'm more afraid of you. I froze, stunned. Then, as if surprised by his own words, Randy suddenly turned and ran. I chased after him, but my foot caught on a step and I fell hard. Everything went black. When I opened my eyes again, I was lying on a cold hospital bed. The nurses told me Randy had carried me there himself and even paid for my treatment. But when one of the nurses handed me a paper, her face was pale with fear. My hands trembled as I grabbed the prenatal report and sat up. My eyes widened in shock as I stared at the results. At that moment, I finally understood everything.